No, I ain't because I don't read. I don't want to read. I had this poem about Sudan, but like I had to read it, and I don't want to read it. No, I gotta perform.
Read it.
Nah, I gotta perform. All right, this piece I'm gonna do is called Jazz Musician. Nah, if they let me come up and do another poem, I'll do it. Nah, they ganked me, yo. Nah. You said what? Man, it's the first time I read off paper, man. I would really like to perform, but anyway, it's cool. Don't worry about it. It's cool. All right. Wow, yo. All right. See, you know what I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking. All right. I'm Mark Marcel. I just want to say, I've been hearing a lot of comments about people saying, things aren't going to change in Sudan unless we separate and this is that and democracy. I don't believe separation and democracy are the only two ways things can change in Sudan. I think things can change in Sudan with love and with respect. And I think that needs to be the heart of anybody, whether it's a dictatorship or it's a communist regime running it. It's love, man. Love is what's going to change things. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with democracy or separation or nothing. All right. My soul's probably somewhere dying, watching families rotting away in the western part of Sudan. Listening to the sounds of silence coming off the lips of children while hearing the images of their eyes from watching their whole village being burned down to the ground. And going days without drinking because of the pores in the water militants just polluted in most of the streams and wells. And eating rotten meat from cattle. And they scream without even making a sound, without even moving their mouths. And television stations have problems with showing them on prime time because they always want them to smile. So every time they grin, ad agents just start thinking maybe they should splash some gold fronts in from all the teeth missing in the grill. Maybe if they had money like rappers, then they give them videos just so the whole world can see them committing genocide to their own people. So my soul's probably dying somewhere in the middle of Africa, just trying to make it on over to Sierra Leone, just so I can at least wake up every morning looking at those diamonds Europeans are putting on. And they used to recite some of the world's most beautiful poetry, but it's kind of hard to hear them if they just cut out their tongues. And it shouldn't take actors bring their causes to United Nations just for them to see something's wrong. All they gotta do is look at the expressions on their face. It speaks volumes. Words can't quite translate the hard watching your mother being raped. Maybe if they were having one night stands with maybe if the women were one. See, I should never have. Watching your mother being raped. Maybe if they were white women having one night stands with black athletes, and the courts would give them a case. But they do them like with the same care as some of our kids in the penitentiary system, with so many of them displaced, just running from the lies while being boxed in at all areas. If the machetes don't cut off their heads, and they're dying by the diseases like hepatitis E, diarrhea, and malaria. And they ain't never heard of health care. All they ever heard was how no one else cares. So they rush to the borders, spread them to refugee camps by the millions while hundreds of thousands of people from Darfur remain unaccounted for. Most of them even dead or hiding, staying with host families in secret locations like they were just approaching numbers of a holy cause. Maybe if the land had oil, then maybe the government would just find value in the people and wage a war. Someone needs to save them. They're dying faster than black men being murdered for having a pair of Jordans on. Someone needs to do more than just giving them a song. I need to do more than just bringing up the causes in the poem. So my soul's probably somewhere dying in the middle of Africa, watching the sun fall over 90% of the region that has been destroyed in Sudan. Almost as if a tornado just came by and wiped out the whole city like in Greenburg, Kansas. The only difference, most of those families had relatives that stayed away. While people in Darfur, most of their relatives were in graves. Someone needs to act like they care. Someone needs to see them scream in the eyes of their children before they go to bed. And I can hear them wishing for peace, wishing for something to eat, wishing they had money to buy advertisement time for TV, just so they can get their face shown in commercials, and maybe even so they could get ready for the 15 minutes of fame. And they've been ready for you to know their name. And I know they get it on the first take. No stunt doubles, just the bodies behind them showing an accurate description of what they've been through and getting ready for Hollywood, just so they can ask the whole world, what did I ever do to you?
That's my signal for you. Give me that.